Robots Radio. Games, lore, stories, community. Just press play. Welcome to the Fallout Lorecast, the podcast that explores the boundaries of our knowledge about the world of Fallout. Wastelanders and adventurers, welcome back to the Fallout Lorecast. This is the patron chat for September. Holy crap. I say this every time, but I'm like, man, where does the time go by? It's ridiculous. And we are so glad that you're tuning in. We have a bunch of patrons, and this week we are designing our own vaults. And I'm excited to see what wackiness ensues with this episode, because if you've listened to any of our patron chats, you know they can get pretty wacky. And with this group of individuals, I'm sure we're going to come up with some really creative and crazy ideas. So welcome back to the show, everybody, and welcome to all of our patrons. We've got Pumpkin and Lil Green and Joe and Void and Zach and Nova and Wasteland Ronan. Welcome back, everybody. Why don't we go ahead and kick this off with who would like to go first? There's all sorts of ideas. There's all sorts of crazy vaults out there, but some of them haven't been invented yet. I see Pumpkin. Pumpkin looks like he's ready to talk. Pumpkin always looks like he's ready to talk. Pumpkin doesn't want to go first, though. Would anyone else like to go first? Does anybody have any ideas?
I'll go first.
Lil Green's got an idea. Lil Green, this was my suggestion. So I'll go first. Yeah, and it got a bunch of votes. It seems like people are all excited about this one.
Yeah, no, I was surprised. So my idea was the way to shorten it is a gaslighting vault. So the idea is to just psychologically mess with people, like whether it's groups or individuals. So, and just like everyone, all the higher ups just playing it off as like nothing's going wrong. Like whether it's like moving things throughout the vault just subtly and just people constantly questioning them, or like just changing small details like throughout like the stay in the vault, and just see how people deal with it, being like, am I going crazy or am I not?
That is a really fun idea. This reminds me of something that we did just out of college. We weren't in college anymore, but still, you know, like I don't know if some of you have gone through this period of time where you exit high school or you exit college and you still kind of keep in contact with a lot of people from like your social groups there, right? Well, we had a situation where one of my best friends, we were doing like a yard sale or something at my place, but we needed to get something from his place, but he gave us his key to get in his place. And so we ran over to his place. But while we were there, we were like, okay, what can we do to mess with him now that we're in his apartment and nobody's here? So we moved everything in his living room 1 inch to the right. Everything. The couch, the desks, the chairs, the everything. 1 inch to the right. And then the next day when we saw him again, we were like, hey, how's everything going? Was there anything weird about your house yesterday? He was like, actually, yeah. But I don't know what. And he couldn't figure it out. This sounds kind of like what you're talking about, where you would have the weird things happening in the vault, but then anybody who's an authority or know anything about that stuff would just deny it outright or come up with explanations to just kind of like pass it off as nothing. That kind of thing.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I'm kind of thinking of. And just see like how psychologically it would mess with the residents of the vault. Because, I mean, that's what a lot of these vaults I feel like turned out to be, was just psychological experiments.
Yeah.
So like, it's not the most devastating thing, but in the long run, it could really destroy someone's psyche.
Yeah. Yeah. Little bits, like little drops of just like, hey, you can't trust reality. It messes with you. Like anybody who's been in a relationship with a narcissist will understand that this is how that works.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that sounds horrifying. Would it be?
And the thing is, the people that are like, you know, protecting you are the ones doing it. So it's like, oh no, they're the ones that are supposed to be protecting us. Like everything is fine. Everything is fine. I'm just overworked or something like that. And then boom, like your green lamp turns blue.
Yeah. Would you set it up though, so that even those people who are in roles of authority or whatever would have somebody else who messes with them without them knowing?
I feel like having the people in authority that are like doing the changes and the overseer, they would be safe, because like you can't have everybody turning on each other, because I feel like you need to have like a control group. And that's the control group.
So you have like the overseer, and then maybe like the overseer's deputies, or like the
so like
security team or something
below
like
the overseer, like a bunch of like managers of sort,
right,
throughout the vault that would go and like change things.
Yeah, I got it. All right, let's open this up. What do the rest of you think about this idea? Pumpkin's got thoughts.
That would bother me so badly that like I would say like 3 months in I would be like the first to snap.
What would drive what kind of gaslighting would drive you the most crazy?
It would be, oh god, if it was like the food. Hey, does this thing taste a little like metallic or coppery to you? No, what are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. No.
Yeah, right. Or even just little things like, they never serve us any fruit. Yeah, they do. Yeah, we had fruit like 2 days ago. And everyone else in the room is like, yeah, we had fruit 2 days ago. What are you talking about? And you're like, we did? I don't remember. Yeah, it was like peaches. Yeah, we had peaches. We did? Like, I can just, Pumpkin's face is just like, nope, not a fan of that. Not a fan of that. Yeah, anything that makes you question reality and then just constantly question reality, it would make you feel, here's where this goes. It would make you feel like you are in stages of like mental decline, like late in your life, even though you weren't. And anybody who's dealt with like their parents or grandparents or family members or people they care about going through that, there's this phase where they start to realize that that's what's going on. And then they start to feel helpless, like that's Logreen. That is what you've designed here is basically Alzheimer's, the vault.
Yeah, no, now that you put it that way, that's what I've kind of designed. And like, I think that one of the better things about it is like, it doesn't have to constantly happen as well. So it could be like, like do like a couple, a large chunk of stuff, and then it just trickles off, and then just nothing happens for like 2, 3, 4 months. And all of a sudden it's just like things are starting to trickle up again. And it's just like how, like, there's so many ways that you could really mess with people on this.
Yeah, I think so too. Wasteland, do you have any thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I think the worst part would be gaslighting someone when when you lose something, you're like, I know I just had it, and then they keep moving it. Like, that would be the worst.
Right. Yeah. What would be the worst thing to lose if you lived in a vault and you were just like, all of a sudden, wait, where is this?
Your Pip-Boy.
Where did my Pip-Boy go? I swear I put it on the nightstand next to me when I went to sleep. But it's not there? Where? Oh, wait, it's in my living room. Oh, I guess I left it in the living room. Or, I left it in my locker at the gym. Well, that's weird. I don't remember doing that.
Only the right sock.
Just somebody's sock. Yeah, just like, I feel like that's one of those things we all deal with. Like, I thought I had more pairs of socks. Where'd they go? The washing machine eat it?
One thing that would kill me is if it had to do with smell.
What do you mean? Like everyone, you can smell something, but nobody else does?
There's a group of people and you just get this bad smell and everyone's like, I have no clue what you're talking about.
What are you talking about? Yeah. Why does it smell like butt in here? What? It doesn't smell like butt. What are you talking about?
I have some serious questions about the logistics of this operation, like how it would be executed, Little Green.
The one thing that I was thinking of is like for like things inside of people's vault dorms is like, I don't know if Vault-Tec would be able to create something like the Liberator bot, which can like easily like infiltrate into someone's room like through the ventilation system, move things around, and then leave whilst people are asleep, so that like things could happen like at any time.
Yeah, just little tiny bots that just do little things.
Just the Liberator bot, so that something that could easily like pick something up and move it, or even just take it out of a room,
or leave a smell in a weird place.
Well, for smells, then you could easily just put I guess scent generators and like the and ventilation systems.
Yeah.
So
totally.
Yeah, no, there's ways to do it for sure, and like everything could be like very mobile and portable too. So it's just like, oh, you want to just have like a scent like in like the dining hall for like 3-4 hours, and then just move it all the way across to follow someone around on their day-to-day business.
Here's an idea too: is that you don't need to have everyone in on it. you could have a situation that plays out slightly different to two different groups of people, so that when they get together to discuss the similar situation that happened, they both have different recollections of how that works.
Yes, that's even.
Right?
Oh my god, that is more diabolical.
Right,
than
like if there's like lunch set, like the lunch example is like you could have a group that has lunch and then half an hour later another group that has lunch, and they regularly have those lunches at those times, but then you change the food up in a way, and then eventually you mix the groups up so that they're like, wait a minute, we've never had this. Oh no, we have. Like, wait, what's going on? And then you have the lunch staff who are in on it, who just deny everything, right? Because they're part of that, like
they're part of it.
They're part of that group that understands. So you could set things up in ways that just create confusion and disconnect between different people's experiences, right? Or like, this is another idea. You can trigger a certain door that only opens for certain people, right? And those people are, let's say some of the people in the vault are doing a certain type of job. Let's say they are part of the staff that cleans up around the vault, right? They're the whatever that is, like the maids or whatever, that's part of their job. And usually they're off on their own doing their own thing. And they only ever go to a certain part of the vault by themselves. But one group always can get through a door and another group can't, until they start discussing, well, why does that door never open? And then once everybody's there, the door opens. And they're like, wait a minute, this door doesn't ever open for me. What are you talking about? The door opens all the time, right? Like you could set, there are ways that you could make this work. Absolutely. Yeah.
Joe has something.
Yeah, isn't this sort of like that Amazon TV show, with like Jury Duty a little bit, where like everybody's in on it but that one guy?
Yeah.
Also, another fun idea. You could gaslight people. It's like, because there's marriage in the vaults. What if like you're gaslighting people? Are like, yeah, like nope, like you're not actually married to this person. I don't know. That'd be kind of funny.
Oh, that's so diabolical. But yeah, no, like anything and everything, just to like. Actually, no. I think the way I would like to do it is nothing that drastic. It's really like more subtle things.
Mm-hmm. Little things really, that don't really matter, but they add up.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's all like the little things do add up. So I feel like telling someone, oh, you're not married after like say it's been for a long time, that would really throw things out of proportion.
Yeah, or like your kid or something, like it's you wake up and you have a different kid at the dinner table and everybody's like, what are you talking about? Like, yeah, or at breakfast.
Just like the kid's appearance is slightly off.
Like this, what are you talking about?
Yeah, the kid is just slightly off, or like they have like a different colored hair for some reason. It's just like, what's going on here?
When did your hair turn green? I've always dyed it green. What are you talking about? It was blonde yesterday. Pff, whatever. Why didn't you ever pay attention to me, Mom? It's always green. What are you talking about? Ugh.
Yeah.
Parents.
Vault of minor. Oh, okay.
All right. This is a fun idea. This is a great one to start us off on, because I think this would absolutely drive people nuts, but it would be insidious, because it would be one of those things that like most people wouldn't pick up on. They'd just be like, wait, what? And then it would shake everybody's confidence over time. So this one, absolutely a good one. And by the end of this, I want our listeners and also the rest of you to vote on which one you think would be the worst. So, all right. So we've got Lil Green's idea. Thanks, Lil Green. Who would like to go next? Who has it? Joe's got an idea. I saw Joe's hand first. You go ahead. Yeah, Pumpkin said just go ahead.
Got you. I think it'd be kind of interesting. I hope this isn't too much, but if y'all know Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, he has an interesting arrangement with his son where they monitor each other's porn consumption. So I think it'd be interesting to have a vault run by Mike Johnson, because a lot of these people talk about, certain things happening, and you have the states as democracies, like laboratories of democracy, to kind of like become like a breeding ground for potential policies. So I'm just curious, like if Mike Johnson ran a vault where he like made everybody monitor. It's kind of like that South Park episode where the Norwegians or like the Swedish troll the entire city of South Park and like the world about like their browsing history and stuff. So I'm just wondering like how quickly things would explode if Mike Johnson got his wish and, got to monitor everybody's porn consumption as overseer.
I mean, even just, you could expand that out to just everything that you visually ingest, right? Like if there is an internet, which there really isn't really an internet, but but it would be like their entertainment consumption. Like they like anybody could pop in one of those holotapes with a certain movie or a certain documentary or something.
Yeah,
right?
Anybody could do it.
Anybody could I'm done work for the day. I'm going to go watch a movie. It's one of my favorite movies. You put it in. But all of that is tracked. And the overseer knows everything that everybody's consuming all the time, but then everybody else knows everything the overseer is consuming.
Yes, exactly. So it's actually more of a South Park thing. Basically,
Right.
I guess we sort of already know the answer to it based on South Park, but it'd be the overseer can see everything, but also everybody can look up what everybody else is doing.
Right.
So I think that'd be a pretty interesting vault. Yeah, it's more South Park.
Yeah.
Mike Johnson is probably a microcosm of that, but yes, it's more of a South Park idea. Exactly.
Right. And it's not just Big Brother because it doesn't come from the top. It's everybody monitoring everybody else all the time. It's like absolutely 100% transparency. And I would imagine that some people would be very, very careful. They're like, some people would just be like, okay, well, there are definitely things that I will not watch or will not do because everyone will know about it. But there will be a percentage of people who would just go, screw it, I don't care. Right? And just and then everyone just has to deal with knowing all of those things about their neighbors all the time.
Or because I think in the South Park episode, it's like, people like, what's that, like Ashley Madison or something, whatever it's called. Like, that's kind of what got people pissed off, like cheating and stuff. So it just, honestly, since who's like Vanderpump Rules, who's the guy who runs that? I forget his name. Blanking on his name. Anyways, the guy who does all the Bravo shows, it feels like this would be like a great, Bravo by Vault-Tec kind of thing.
Right. Would you expand it out to be like all communications, video in every room all the time? Like how much privacy did these people end up with at the end? Do you just take away all privacy?
I think it's the South Park level. That's I'm open to suggestion, as a democratic authoritarian of this vault, but kind of my thought process is like in South Park, you can Google like somebody's name and then you'll see all of like their browsing history.
Right.
So like, I think the video stuff might be, I think it's a little Orwellian and cliche, probably Orwellian on the ironic part, but it's a little cliche. So I think, maybe we start off, to be honest, I don't think we need anything more than that. Cause like, I think everybody's going to blow up pretty easily based on my, South Park consumption.
Right. All right. Let's open this up. Anybody have thoughts on this one? How would you feel about knowing all of your neighbors' consumption habits? And I guess it wouldn't be internet, but it would still be things like holotapes and other things that they would be, using.
I feel like that would devolve really fast. I give it maybe 2 months at most.
Until everyone's just like, what, killing each other?
Killing each other.
Yeah, for sure. That's actually, I guess that's probably, what's the betting line? If we're going to Vegas, is it 2 months? What's the over-under? And I guess that's maybe the better question is, besides, giving everybody loaded weapons, kind of like Vault, 34, what would lead to more chaos more quickly? Because it seems like that 2 month thing would lead to chaos pretty quickly as well.
Yeah. Now, do you think it would lead to chaos where everyone gets angry and like attacks each other? Or do you think it would be chaos more in the sense of like they rebel against the overseer because nobody wants to deal with this anymore?
Okay. I definitely feel like there's an AI thing going on here too. There cannot be this vault and not having like a Zax computer that's just showing it to everybody because it's a both ways.
Well, there's like a big screen in the mess hall or something. That's just like randomly clicks over.
That just shows.
Yeah. This is like randomly like, oh, there's Joe. Joe's up on the screen while we eat lunch. This is what he was looking at last night. That's cool.
Yeah, it's like here's what Joe was up to today. Essentially, like it's like the big
the highlights.
At the football games and stuff. It's like here's what's Joe. Here's what Pumpkin was up today. And somehow.
Pumpkin's dying. Don't choke, Pumpkin.
I because in the South Park.
Did you say my name there?
Yeah.
We're pretending we're all in the vault. Yeah.
I know in that context that threw me off.
Yeah, we're all in the vault together.
It's like, and then like in the South Park episode, it's like, somebody finds out somebody is cheating and like, I'm pretty sure, you're cooped up in the vault. It's not like you can move to another city. Like you have to see that person. So I think death is going to be on the table pretty quickly.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think you're right. Anyone else have thoughts on this one?
I don't want that released at all.
Okay. All right. No,
just putting that out there.
Yeah. Got it.
Really? You're kidding?
Huh? Really? You don't know actual privacy? Okay.
I mean, hell, in Indiana, it's actually illegal now. So,
Nova, what do you think?
I really feel like that this vote would either bring out the best of humanity or the worst of humanity. It's going to be a binary choice because it's either going to be everyone's going to be, oh shoot, I don't want my neighbors to know this, or they'll be like, I don't care, I'm going to be a pervert out in public. It's going to be either or, and it's going to devolve into like either a utopia where as close to utopia as you really get, where everyone is polite and kind to each other because they realize I really don't want you to know my dirty secrets, or it's going to become just like a deranged mess like Las Vegas, and just full of full of a lot of I'm blanking on the word right now, but
everyone just being
vices.
openly, obvious about their vices and just kind of wearing them proudly in front of everyone else and being like, oh, this is just who we are. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's another one. Speaking of Vegas, a non-monogamous vault, but that's a long conversation.
Okay. You mean the Mormon vault?
Yeah. Well, there's different ways of.
Obviously, I meant that. Obviously,
there's different ways of setting that up.
Well, no, because that is canon. Well, not the non-monogamous part, but there is. And like when what became New Canaan, Salt Lake City, there was a vault basically just populated purely by Mormons. So,
yo, Joshua Graham, wow, full circle.
I know.
Yeah.
Can that be my vault? I want a full Mormon vault with Joshua.
Maybe. So this, 1 second, Pumpkin. This, for those of us who are old enough to remember the state of the world after 9/11. One of the things that got debated a lot was privacy concerns and surveillance and those things. And one of the things that got argued by certain people on one side of the issue was, well, if you're not doing anything wrong, then what's wrong with giving up privacy? If you're not doing anything wrong, then you should be fine with people knowing what you're doing, right? And I feel like that debate would be the central point of this vault. It's just like, well, if you're not doing anything wrong, then what's the problem with everybody keeping track of everybody like this?
Yeah. The ending of South Park, the episode was like they destroy it and then they just go back to. So I can see it. I would bet on death and destruction, like with a lot of chips. But I also could see an outcome where they like rise up against the overseer and like just remove all the surveillance so they can go back living their lives. Because that was the South Park ending, at least.
Yeah, I would imagine it would probably lead to that. Pumpkin, sorry, I had to jump on top of you.
No, you're good. You called out a lot of people with this vault. Just letting you know how people would be.
Yeah, absolutely. Sure. Well, this is another crazy one. We've got to move on because we've got more different topics to discuss. But thanks for sharing this one, Joe. Who would like to go next? Pumpkin's ready? Pumpkin, what's your vault?
So this is kind of more on the better side.
Okay.
So like we saw the vault in 4 that was for recovering drug addicts.
Mm-hmm.
This is not that. It's not rehab, but this is for mental disability.
Okay.
So people that are like, they not like people that have to be like, they have to go to they have to be put in like hospitals to be, I don't like saying it, but grippy sock kind of deal.
Right. People who are suffering something that makes them a danger to themselves or others.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. That's this kind of vault. And like it's made to be like they're being helped. They're being like, they're
like an old timey
like, therapist, like right. Not like old timey, like not like
okay.
Yeah. Like an actual, like, it's not rehab because that's a different thing. It's the work allowing you to work on yourselves.
Right. So it's like a modern institution would do with actual science and trained staff who would take care of people in a very safe and kind of.
Yeah.
Okay. So not crazy stuff, but like actually set up.
Yeah. And of course, I know I said it's the better vault, but it's vault tech.
Okay. Is there a twist?
At some point in the future, with these people, they'll set off a trigger.
Uh-huh.
There's no specific, it's just like it would be probably like a trigger that's specific to each individual person that would kind of send everything into chaos.
Okay, so you set up a situation that's actually helpful to all of these people because you have trained staff, and everybody who gets admitted to the vault is either the staff who are there to help people, or they're people who are suffering some very real things who are actually getting treatment for these things. And then over time, they all seem to improve, and yet Vault Tech sets off some sort of subliminal trigger in their minds, or pushes each of their buttons in ways through some means to set them all off at the same time. Is that the idea? Like, so at the same time,
thinking, yeah.
So like 10 years go by, and 10 years on the dot, boom, everybody's triggered, and then all hell breaks loose. Is that what happens?
Basically, yeah.
That sounds terrible.
No, this is not something like I see. I think getting help is great. If you need help, get help.
Yes, right.
Please, if you're listeners, please get help if you need help. This is just Vault Techified.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And of course, it gives you hope, and you're like, oh, these people are improving. Their lives are getting better. This is a vault that's safe for them to, survive the wasteland apocalypse. And yet, in the end, let's just see what happens if we push them all over the edge. And I would assume that, like, most of them don't survive that. Right. Is that the idea? Probably. Yeah. All right. Nova, do you have thoughts on this one?
I have question about the logistics of this as well. Like, how would you facilitate the derangement of the population? Would it be like just as simple as replacing their antipsychotic drugs with placebos, or would there be a different trigger?
It would, again, I think it would depend on the person, because like if they, like Robot said, there would be a 10-year period, so like the doctors would all get to learn what's wrong with a individual person.
Right. So here would be an example. If somebody suffers OCD, then you would be treating
move
the OCD.
Everything one inch to the left every single time you go into the room.
Right. And then all of a sudden, the doctors who are in on it would now start doing things that were opposite. They were the opposite of beneficial to the patient. And so for some of them, that might set them off in the moment. All of a sudden they get violent. But for others, it just it creates this like decline
downhill slope.
Right, where they're actively doing things that make the patients worse and worse and worse. And I guess you'd have to find out, like, does the vault go to chaos in the first day? Does it take a few weeks? Like, what happens?
Yeah, I figured it'd be something along those lines. You can't ever be simple with Vault Tech. You can't just make it a sane person. Oh, we're taking you off your lithium now. Here you go.
Right.
Have a free run of the Vault.
Right. Or you start giving them all drugs that actually increase their psychosis. That could be another thing too. Like you start administering,
administering psycho, for example.
Like I said, it would depend on the person.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds terrible. That sounds terrifying. And I don't want to be part of that at all. It also sounds very dangerous for all of the doctors who are in on it.
You can also just have it where, like, the overseer, like you swap out overseers. So it's like each overseer has to be really fucked up on like a certain drug. So like, maybe the overseer is, you try, I don't know, like I'm not sure what the span of psycho is, but like maybe just you see what the experiment is if the overseer is getting fucked up on different substances every day. And then once they die, swap in for, an overseer on jet every day or something.
Yeah. You can have a vault where each overseer
addicts
is a different kind of addict. Oh man, yeah, that would be nuts too. All right, this is a crazy idea, Pumpkin. Anybody else have any thoughts on this one? I'm pretty sure we know where this would go. It would devolve pretty quick. This would be one of those vaults you come across in like Fallout 5 or something, and everybody's already dead, and then you read all the holotapes or whatever, and then you find out what happens. So, Void, do you have thoughts?
Yes. So this is actually going this is what I had in my head, and he kind of just built one over top of mine.
Okay. Well, here, can you add to this one? We can do like a double entry for both of them.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, so let's move to your version of how would you tweak this?
My original thought on a custom vault was every couple months or so, say 2, 3, 4 months, there is a breach of some kind in the lower levels. So not at the surface where raiders can get in or anything, but at the lower levels where things underground can go.
Like mole rats and rat
Right.
roaches and things like that.
And through that, there are certain areas that you're, quote, not supposed to go, almost like restricted areas, how they had, I think it was level 13 in the Fallout TV show, where they weren't supposed to go. And so those restricted areas, if you actually go in them, they spray you in the face with liquid LSD.
Okay. So
and
you just start tripping
no
balls.
one knows what actually happens because it's almost untraceable.
Right. I get it. So as soon as you walk through the doorway, none of your
Right.
perception is accurate anymore. So who even
Right.
knows what's in that room? Because anybody who makes it out of there is not trustworthy in their perception. They're like, oh, that room, everything looks like rainbows. And it's like, okay, all right.
Right. And because you're getting sprayed in the face with LSD, it goes in your eyes, nose, mouth, and just about any other orifice that you have on your face. I think the only other one is ears, but it goes
Usually,
everywhere
yeah.
on your face. And so because of that, you go insane and start murdering everything. And eventually, when everything else is dead, including the people that you went down there with, you turn in on yourself because you think things are starting to crawl on you, inside of you. There are spiders under your skin or something like that. There are just so many possibilities of ways people could react to this.
So you give them like a really dangerous amount of
Yes.
this
And
drug.
I think it was CSI in Las Vegas. They actually had this in a hotel room, and it was the same hotel room repeatedly that they kept coming back to. So that's the inspiration for this vault.
Okay. So yeah, it's kind of similar, but a little bit different because this one has a very specific situation that people end up in before they go crazy, and they're triggered to go crazy because of that drug that gets administered when they go into that room. So yeah, I have to imagine. I have to wonder how often do people make it out of there alive? Like, does nobody make it out alive? And that's just like a torturous way to die if you happen to investigate that floor of the vault?
It's a risk that you have to be willing to take in order to defend the vault, which is your only home, especially if you have not been cleared to go outside yet.
So, okay. So the loop here is that somebody in the vault gets a notification that there's been a breach at that level, but nobody's supposed to go on that level. And then somebody...
No? No. You can go on that level. There are restricted areas in that level. But the breach is throughout the entire level. And so in order to clear out the whole level, you have to go within those restricted sections.
Right. So somebody who is like a good Samaritan or somebody whose job it is to do that then decides,
Correct.
well, I'm not supposed to go in the restricted section, but this whole vault could be compromised if somebody doesn't deal with this issue. And then they go in. So does that mean that the issue is never dealt with? Like they end up just with like rat roaches and mole rats all in the vault because nobody can ever stop them?
Unless they find the entire supply of LSD fluid, then no, it's not going to be solved.
And anytime somebody dies from the drug dosage, they are left in that part of the vault you're not supposed to go into. So by the time somebody finds out what happens to them by also going in that part, they would also be dosed, which means they would never find the body. So you'd end up with just a heap of bodies in the restricted zone.
And if you do manage to escape the LSD afflicted person, or because it's not a lethal dose,
right?
It's the person who was dosed killing everything else.
Right. So if they get out and then survive the trip, then they don't really recall very clearly what happened in there. So then they might go back in.
Correct.
Oh no. This sounds terrifying. Also, everybody's got such crazy ideas.
It sounds like you're inducing schizophrenia.
Yeah. I mean,
technically, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of the gaslighting vault, but through drug use in a way, sort of. What do you think about this one, Lil?
This just seems extreme. But I don't know. I kind of like the idea, I guess. I really wouldn't want to be a part of it for sure.
Yeah. Oh man, that doesn't sound good at all.
Yeah, no.
I guess eventually maybe certain individuals would, if they keep surviving, would develop a tolerance maybe, and then be able to solve the vault through the tolerance to the drug.
Or if the offspring of everybody mutates in order to be resistant to the LSD effects, then those couple children or that one child who eventually will become an adult and end up going down there to protect the vault will be immune or resistant to the LSD effects, making them the primary go-getter, I guess, is my best word of choice there.
Right. You have a certain group of individuals who have all evolved to the ability to deal with this problem, and then they become esteemed in the vault because the vault would not survive without them.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're talking about LSD with microdosing FEV.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah, you could.
There you go.
There you go. All right.
Well, I mean, because everything in the wasteland is technically infected with FEV, so it's not unlikely that the Enclave and Vault Tech would have put a tiny bit of FEV in the LSD dosages.
Oh, sure. Absolutely. That could be a thing that is being administered in multiple vaults in all sorts of different creative ways. Yeah. This sounds pretty messed up. Any other thoughts on this one, anybody? Pumpkin? You got other thoughts?
So it sounds like the breaches are fake. They're just like, they're there to draw people down.
Oh, no. They're completely real. Like,
Okay.
You've got rad roaches and mole rats coming into your vault. So you have to go down there to protect them. You can't just ignore it. But on the off chance that you have to go into that restricted section, then you're pretty much fucked.
Okay.
Bummer. All right. Yeah, it sounds... I don't know that people would end up surviving this one either. I think eventually everybody would... Well, I don't know. Unless they can figure out how to stop the LSD or whatever drug is coming out of wherever. Like, if somebody makes it out alive and they're like, oh, you went through something crazy, we need to figure out what that is and stop it, then there's a chance. But if the overseer is making sure nobody does that because they're in on it, then that could be... Definitely some conflict would brew from that. So, all right, Void, cool idea. Thanks for sharing. We got to take a quick break and go thank you guys, our patrons, but we'll be back in just a minute with some more crazy vault ideas, so don't go anywhere. It's time for that spring reset. I'm taking a look at everything in my closet and figuring out that, oh no, this absolutely needs to go. And it's about time I replace things so that my clothes aren't older than my 15-year-old. Now you might think that they lasted that long because they were well made, but no, they're in terrible condition. Unlike the new jeans I just got from Quince. Jeans have always been my personal go-to because you can kind of wear them for lots of different things, but maybe they're not your thing. Maybe you're looking for, 100% European linen with insanely soft flow knit activewear fabric. It's definitely getting warmer, and their flow knit activewear is moisture wicking, anti-odor, and soft enough that you'll actually want to wear it every day. So pick out what you want. You can't go wrong because they have prices 50 to 60% less than similar brands. And like I said before, they are high quality. I continue to wear their clothes all the time, and I know that these new jeans are going to last me a lot better than the other things in my wardrobe. And on top of it, they look great. They're so comfortable. And I spent just as much on the jeans that I am now cleaning out of my wardrobe. So if you're looking for something better, just all around better, go check out Quince. So go do it right now. Refresh your wardrobe with Quince. Go to quince.com/falloutlore for free shipping and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. Go to quince.com/falloutlore for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/falloutlore.
Hello there, old chap. Good to see another of General Atomic's finest, still eager to serve.
All right, here we are in the middle of the show. Big shout out to all of our patrons, all 106 of our current patrons, and to our newest patrons, Lauren C., Tentacled Breath, that's a weird name, Gulf Dog, and Seth D. Welcome to the Patreon. So glad you decided to sign up and join us. And we have to shout out our Sentry Bot, Atley Morton, thank you so much for your support, and to everybody who supports the show. If you would like to join us for future chats like this, or get a bunch of stuff like ad-free episodes and t-shirts or stickers, or just help out and make sure that this show can keep going, I would really appreciate it. Patreon.com/follow Lorecast is the place to go for that. Also, if you'd like to help the show in other ways, you can leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, and I'll read it out on a future episode of the show. We're just going to cut to the chase this week, and we're just going to jump over that, but I'll get to more of those on the next episode, so we have more time to talk with our patrons. And you can also rate the show on Spotify and other platforms. You can share it with your friends if you are playing Fallout together. If you have friends who really love the TV show and they want to dive into the lore, please recommend the show. That's also very, very helpful. I appreciate the support. All right, let's move on with the rest of the show.
If you have any questions about Nuka World, I'd be delighted to answer them.
All right, we are back. Who would like to go next? We have a few people here who haven't gone yet. Nova?
I have a dumb idea.
Great. You're selling it right here from the beginning. Nice.
Yeah, well, I've heard everyone else, and I feel much less confident about my idea.
Oh, no. Okay.
Let's just hear me out. It's going to start out very weird. So the Vault is populated by 25 to 33% socialist communists and known Chinese collaborators. So obviously, the pre-war situation. Mm-hmm. China and America were at war, and then as we saw throughout a lot of the Bethesda games specifically, a lot of Americans were getting fed up with the U.S. government and were in desperate dire straits, and so were selling secrets to the Chinese, and so so some of these known collaborators were placed inside this vault, and this vault is specifically in the Pacific Northwest of the United States or Canada. So I'm thinking either in Seattle or Victoria. Mm-hmm. And then was supposed to operate as control vault. But the reason why there was such a large concentration of socialist, communist, and Chinese collaborators was because Chinese spies had infiltrated the local regional Vault-Tec headquarters and were using the position they held in there to reserve spots in the vault for researchers, technicians, dock workers, anyone that they could get their hands on and exchange a slot in the vault for this information that they had. So they were basically bribing these people with safety in the event of a nuclear holocaust, because Vault-Tec was all the rage during the Sino-American War because everyone was like, nukes, oh my god. But in actuality, though, the entire operation was being run by the Defense Intelligence Agency in the Office of Naval Intelligence. The ONI was the ones who run Sugar Grove, by the way, if you didn't know. Okay. From Fallout 76. And they had infiltrated the spy network and had planted many of their own agents within it and created a couple double agents so they could accumulate as many people into this vault as possible who were traitors to America. And the real idea behind it was so that post-war, because it was obviously government agencies, they were being manipulated and controlled by the Enclave. So then post-war, once the bombs had dropped, this vault and the occupants would eventually either rebel against the overseer and establish a, communist little utopia inside there, and then trying to contact the Chinese governments on the other side of the globe. And the idea was that the Enclave would be monitoring all the wireless communications from this vault to try and find where the Chinese equivalent to Raven Rock was, so then they could launch a second nuclear strike to destroy the remnants of the Chinese government.
So it's a complex method for getting information?
No, it's kind of, but post-war, though, because the Enclave was completely hell-bent on destroying communism, they were basically using the Chinese spy network that had already been established in America to find where the remnants of the Chinese government was. So then, because how Eckhart and the rest of the government immediately post-war was hell-bent still on destroying communism, as we saw with Eckhart, even though that was his own little crusade. Right. The Enclave was still dedicated towards that, though, and so they were going to use this vault specifically just to root out the remnants of the Chinese government on the opposite side of the globe, and then they were going to nuke them.
And that was the design from the beginning?
Yes. It kind of became the design as the spy network was discovered. They're like, hey, let's do this instead. This seems like a really good idea because they're already recruiting people and they're guaranteeing slots within the Vault in exchange for the technical packages from like West Tech and stuff like that. So West Tech workers were being bribed with slots inside the Vault, and so they already have this set up. We can infiltrate. We can make a couple other agents into double agents working for us. Also place some of our own operatives aside there from the DIA, and then make it all much streamlined. And then once the inevitable end comes, because the Enclave was already knew that the world was going to end sometime soon. That's why they relocated to Raven Rock into the White Springs bunker.
Sure.
Yeah, all the preparations, and so they were just making this as kind of like the dead man's hand almost to root out the last remnants of the Chinese government, just to give them a big middle finger.
Right.
And that's in the shape of mushroom cloud.
Yeah, got it. So one of the complications would be if like a third of the vaults are actual communists, then that means that 2/3 of the vault aren't.
Yes.
So would they find out that a third of their neighbors are commies? Like at some point, wouldn't that get out? Like, wouldn't the vault like end up like eating itself basically? Because you would end up with like 1/3 communists, and then 2/3 would be, red-blooded Americans, and eventually.
Well, that's part of the reason why I wanted to have it in Canada, so Victoria, Canada, because Canadians were obviously, especially on the west coast of Canada, because that's where the Alaskan pipeline went through, and if you in the Fallout Bible, it specifically says that it specifically says that there were attacks by Canadians on the Alaskan pipeline. So the U.S. military cracked down very, 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 very hard on the west coast of Canada.
Right.
And so a lot of these Canadians would be like, yeah, we don't just fuck America. We don't really care about. We don't really care about them. And so more than likely they were going to either collaborate or just kind of turn a blind eye. So then,
so 2/3 of the vault would be more neutral then. And
yeah, like
and so maybe they would get along.
There probably will be strife and a lot of headbutting, but the entire idea was that we don't really like this Volt. We don't really care about its only purpose is to root out the remnants of the Chinese government, because assuming that they did not get all the information there, or they're like, oh hey, we're here, come rescue us, or something like that, take us back to China, or just they were going to somehow communicate, because it's assumed that all the Volts were wirelessly connected to each other in one way, shape, or form. They were all sending information back to Raven Rock and back to obviously the oil rig and White Springs as well. And so they were going to use the powerful communications array to contact the Chinese. And then they were going to triangulate that communication to send a second nuclear strike.
Right. Got it. So it didn't really matter how long the vault survived, as long as it survived long enough to get that information out.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. I got it. And
then who really knows the social ramifications of it, because it was a control vault, because there's not going to be a grander experiment beyond just using them as guinea pigs.
It's just a way to it's just a way to achieve that one goal. And that was it.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
And then done. And then if the vault burns itself to the ground, nobody cared, because at least they got what they wanted. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Interesting. This is an interesting idea. Anybody else want to chime in on this one? Anybody have thoughts? Void?
So what it sounds like to me is it's a prisoner of war camp.
Kind of.
I mean,
but
yes.
I would assume that they are voluntarily joining the vault because they see it as a way to survive the nukes. So
yes. So really, because like I said, they're the Chinese agents are. Instead of giving their contacts money, they're guaranteeing a slot within the Vault because they have access to the Vault registry in the regional headquarters. And so they can just alter that, put that person's name on the list, remove whoever else was going to be in that slot. And then so whenever the Vault is opened up, that person just shows up, shows their ID, and then they're welcome into the Vault. And so they would be there voluntarily. It would be beneficial for them. So they're not being they're not being forced there like it's a prison of sorts.
It's counter espionage.
Right.
That's literally what it is. It's just counter espionage using the pre-established system that the Chinese already set up inside of whatever city it's going to take place in.
Okay. POW camp wouldn't be too bad of an idea for a vault either.
I mean, you could go there, but this is clever because you're right, Nova. This would be a way of getting that information through this means that is very creative, and I guess they wouldn't necessarily expect it, So.
Oh no, they definitely wouldn't. I was inspired by like the actions of MI5 during World War II and how they basically took the entire German spy network across England and made them all double agents.
Yeah, that's so crazy. That's so crazy.
And I was like, that was kind of my starting point because I'm a history major in real life, and so I just like looking back at history. And then the history of Fallout pre-war is just one of my most interesting subjects of the entire game series. So I always want to know more about what was happening between U.S. and China in the conflict, and then especially I want to know about the spies and espionage, and then how the Chinese were using their advanced stealth technology to try and steal the advanced military secrets of America and corporate secrets of America. And I just find that interesting. So that's kind of the premise I started with, and I elaborated from there on because
this is a cool idea. I don't think it's a dumb idea. This is a cool idea. Good work.
Thank you. I feel like I got a gold star.
Yeah, gold star. Gold star. You should put it on your Trapper Keeper. There you go.
Mom, look what I got.
Nice. All right. Who would like to go next? We got two more people. I don't know if they both have ideas. Wasteland Ronan. You got an idea?
Yeah, I'll go. My idea was low light bulbs, like low level light bulbs.
Uh-huh.
And every few weeks, a couple Bobcats are released.
Wait, a couple Bobcats? Is that what you said?
Yeah, Bobcats.
Wait,
little cats.
So like
That's hilarious.
A very dimly lit vault, and then all of a sudden, every so often, you let out dangerous felines to just roam the halls.
Yep, it's like a little adventure game to see who survives it.
Right, and they're kind of mostly in the dark, and now they have to survive these. I'm assuming they're very hungry Bobcats.
Yeah, imagine they're very hungry Bobcats.
And they just come from nowhere, and all of a sudden, the alarm goes off, and everyone's like, "Oh no, Bobcats again! Dear God!"
You could be going for your night stroll, and all of a sudden there's something attacking your legs, and you turn around to run, you run into something.
Right, because it's hard to see. That's funny. Okay, why? Any reason Bobcats specifically?
Well, I feel like if you did a panther, you would hear it coming because it's a massive cat, whereas like a bobcat's really small, so like it'd be like a house cat running around.
Right, like a small, stealthy animal that would be just hide up in a shelf somewhere and pounce on you when you weren't looking.
Yeah, rather than a giant, 200-pound panther.
Sure, yeah, or a tiger or something, or a deathclaw, or a mole rat, which would be pretty loud, I would assume. Okay, this one I did not expect. I couldn't have predicted this one. Pumpkin, do you have thoughts on this?
My brain's thinking, is it always Bobcats, or is every so often they're going to be a different animal that comes and attacks you?
Just straight Bobcats.
Just only Bobcats. Like alligator. Nah.
Who's breeding all the Bobcats?
Yeah, where do they come at? Where do they come? There's a hole in the wall somewhere? Nope, they just show up. Who knows?
It's the clone machine from the Nuka World DLC.
No, it's
Gary.
It's the Gary.
It's Gary the Bobcat.
Bobcat running around saying Gary.
I hope somebody who's listening to the show, the next time they get a new cat, they name the cat Gary, and they can be like, "Hey, this is my Bobcat Gary," and it'll be like, "That's super cool." Boyd, do you have other thoughts on this one?
So, okay, let me just clarify. You said that a Bobcat instead of a panther because a Bobcat is more like a house cat running around. Am I correct in saying
that? It's a smaller animal than a panther.
A male Bobcat is 14 to 40 pounds. A female Bobcat is 8.5 to 34 pounds.
That's like a house cat.
Yeah, that's like big fat.
They stand 21 inches tall and are 30 to 50 inches long. That is a massive house cat.
Well, it's not exactly the size of a house cat, but it's smaller.
That is like a Maine Coon.
Yeah, but it's still smaller than some of the other dangerous cat animals.
Yeah, imagine a panther's 6 feet long and
yeah, like person sized. This is still much smaller than a person.
How many are we releasing at a time?
I don't know, 3 or 4.
Just
3 or 4, Jesus Christ!
Wait, are people armed in this vault, or are they not?
We'll give them plastic forks.
They have plastic cutlery, and they have to fend off 3 or 4 bobcats that are starving and hungry and ready to pounce on anybody, especially their children.
Vault dwellers.
Oh, man.
I think the worst part about this vault is they're really going to quickly run out of glass and in cups all across the entire vault. It's going to knock everything off the table and just shatter all the cups on the ground. It's going to be the worst part. So you're going to have nothing to drink out of soon.
There'll be like signs on the wall that are like, beware for bobcat invasions. Make sure, like, if you notice a cup on the ground, let us know because it knocks the cups off. That's yeah.
So
Caution. You see cup on ground, run.
Cup on ground, hit alarm. Bobcat, it's Bobcat time.
Okay. I definitely feel like a Vault-Tec would take anything away that could be used as a weapon. So, like, it's definitely not glass cups.
Yeah, it would be like plastic cups that
like
keep getting washed over and over and over. Or like
Nothing
wooden.
that could be used as a weapon. Like, the baseball league uses wiffle ball bats.
Right. Like little wooden little cups that just get,
Red Solo cups.
Yeah, red Solo cups that get reused over and over and eventually aren't red anymore because they keep getting washed. All right. Anybody else have any thoughts about Dark Bobcat Vault?
What kind of psychopath makes a vault like this? I mean, seriously, you already have one vault that already has a low luminosity from the lights.
That's true.
Now you're just adding giant. Now you're just stealing from the other vault where it's 9 guys and a panther or something like that. You're combining both of them together.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you might as well take both of those ideas and see what happens. Because
Okay. You see, this vault was boring. This vault was just too exciting. Let's combine them and make them in the middle ground.
Yeah, maybe we'll find the right balance of all this stuff. Pumpkin?
Yeah, this must be how the mole people, the mole men, were evolved in 76. Well, it's because they're just so dark and decrepit within that vault. It's just that they just could not see anything anymore.
Hear me out. You're never going to run out of food.
Because you can eat the bobcats. I guess if they come out often enough, I suppose. Well,
so
there you go.
The humans would eventually adapt to the light level.
Yes.
Like if you stand in a dark room with a couple windows, eventually your eyes are going to adjust, especially if you have blue eyes, which are more light sensitive so that you absorb more light into them. So what happens when the people in the vault tame a bobcat?
Then they build their own bobcat defense against the other bobcats.
Right.
Yeah.
A bobcat civil war.
Yeah, Bobcat War.
Plot twist: before they release the Bobcats, they jack up the light values.
Yeah. As soon as the Bobcats come out, it's like they're blinded. It's like the light levels are normal.
It's gonna happen, but that was like they're blind.
Right. The lights are normal, but to them they're blind. Yeah. That's a good twist. Oh,
well, it gets super bright, all super dark. All this, I'm like, that would be awful.
Yeah.
Spotlights to every single hallway.
Yeah, Bobcats are out. Oh no! Oh, I can't see. Oh.
It's like driving at midnight, and they have that one ass hat with his headlights on or his brights on.
Right.
I guess.
But don't make it so that it's told that the Bobcats are out. Like they don't know when the Bobcats get released.
Mm-hmm. Right.
The only thing that gives the sense is the fact that I'm blind now.
Or maybe
wake up one day.
Maybe the lights only get bright when somebody hits the alarm that the Bobcats are out. But so you have the dilemma of, do I hit the alarm or do I not? Like it's going to make it bright, but I need to warn everybody, but it's also going to blind everyone, right? So now you get the dilemma.
What if they start offering fish like in the days leading up to the Bobcats being released, so the entire vault was like just a bunch of tuna and salmon and stuff to entice the Bobcats even more?
Yeah.
That's right. That's all the vault dwellers get to eat is just fish and tuna. Well, tuna is fish, but brush
give all the vault dwellers anklets with little bells on them. So when they're running away,
everybody has bells.
It's put into their vault suits.
Nice. All right. Well, this is a crazy one. Wasteland. Ronan, thank you for sharing this. Totally didn't expect Bobcat Vault, but hey, that's fun. All right. Lanius, do you have one that you would like to share with everybody?
I was not prepared.
If you don't have one, that's totally fine. We can just kind of skip over it.
I don't.
Yeah, no problem. So one of the ideas we've kind of gone over, everybody. Thank you, everyone, for your suggestions. These are crazy. Let's go through each individual. I'm going to share two of my ideas real quick, and then I want you guys to chime in on which one you think is the worst that was shared today, and which one you would least likely to be in. And then maybe we'll do that as we wrap up. We'll do the thanks for being here thing, and you tell us which of these vaults you definitely don't want to be in. But the joke one that I posted on Discord was one guy and 99 puppies. It's kind of a play off of the one guy, 99 women, or one woman, 99 men. But no, just a bunch of puppies. And then we realized that that's basically Nova's life. So there you go. The other idea I had was we all know that there are control vaults. And those control vaults aren't messed with. What if you had a control vault that the individuals themselves weren't messed with, other than the fact that they knew about all the other vaults and what all the other vaults were doing? But you constantly reassured them, don't worry, we're not like those other vaults. Everything's fine. You're a control vault, which is the truth, other than the fact that they are all aware of what all the other vaults are going through. What would happen? Pumpkin's head is exploding again.
My anxiety would go through the roof.
But you're a control vault. You're safe.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, that's for them. Those other vaults, they're going through all that crap. You guys are totally safe. No. Look around you. You're totally safe. Everything's fine.
There's a vault with a bunch of clones of this one guy, and they all went insane and killed everyone.
Yeah.
And that we're just a control vault.
Yeah, but don't look around. You guys aren't clones. Nobody here is a clone. You don't have to worry. Everything's fine.
It turned into like a sports event.
A sports
I'm
event?
going to one up this.
Uh-huh.
You don't tell the people it's a control vault. You don't tell them anything.
You just only tell them about the other vaults?
All the other vaults. They know that what's going on in the other vaults, but they don't know what's happening with their vault.
And yet, even though there's nothing happening with their vault other than the fact that they have this information that nobody else has. That's the one thing that's like, and you can even tell them that. You can be like, well, your test, you are the vault that just is aware of what all the other vaults are doing, but that's it. Nothing else. Everything's fine.
Yeah, no, that would be chaos.
I feel like they turn into a sports event where they'd be betting on what happens to somebody in another vault.
Yeah, I guess if they had like a feed to kind of keep up with what's happening with the other vaults, they could kind of keep track of that stuff, and then it would be even more terrifying as some of them fall apart and all of that. Yeah.
You guys ever see the movie Cabin in the Woods? Mm-hmm. And they have the giant underground bunker, and they're betting on like, what are they gonna pick? What's the monster they're gonna pick?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it could be kind of like that. Nova, did you have a thought on this one?
The depravity that would go, it would just be like even more paranoid than the idea that Pumpkin gave, because like, was that Pumpkin, right? Or no, it was Lil Green was the one
with the gaslighting one.
Yeah, gaslighting. Yeah, it would cause even much more paranoia than anything Lil Green in his demented little mind could ever create. Because just imagine like the self-consciousness of the people that are looking around as because what I'm imagining is basically kind of like inside of the cafeteria is just on the walls are just like each of the vaults is labeled, and then just a series of TVs that goes all spans the entire wall. Right. It just has like their cafeteria, their rec center, their gym, their et cetera, hallway 1, 2, 3, floor XYZ.
Everyone's eating lunch every day and just kind of watching the feed going, how much longer is that vault going to survive? Oh, look, it's getting a little crazy in there.
Oh, they all committed suicide. Oh, that guy walked out. Never mind.
20 cereals on Vault 76.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, they're having a civil war. How cute. Yep. I hope that doesn't happen here.
The concept here is that it plays off of the idea that some people would argue, and generally I would argue, that having more information about something is generally good. most of the time, more information allows you to make better decisions, and is like it's like if you withhold information about bad things, then you're more likely to suffer those bad things. But if you learn about those bad things, you can make better decisions not to suffer through them, right? Generally, that's a good thing. But in this case, they have no ability to handle or do anything about any of these other vaults. That information also makes them second guess what's going on with the authorities that built the vaults and why are they not being tested, which would just breed, discontent and anxiety and all sorts of terrible things. So
I don't know, like, that's what I'm getting at, is that you would all of a sudden question every single system that you have, newly established within the vault. My question is, like, would they actually know that these are other vaults?
Yeah. They would be labeled. Sure. This is vault. This is vault 101 right here. This is vault. Yes,
like sure they'd be labeled, but I would assume at least a segment of the population would just make the assumption that, okay, maybe these are like maybe this is like these were Hollywood movie ideas, like these are like
but eventually
from movies or
after years and years and years of the feed never repeating, it would be impossible to fake it.
Oh, I know.
So they would just be like, unless they had like generative AI or something, which we haven't seen in Fallout, but I mean, they could.
But they also have self-aware computers, though. So
right. but even then, it would just bring questions. People would have.
No. Because the point I'm getting at is that some people would just make the assumption, just add a creature comfort and say, okay, maybe this is all fake and this is just entertainment for us, and so this is not actually happening, and this is just what happens in all the vaults to keep people entertained and say, like, what if is this happening? It's a TV show, alternate reality, and stuff like that.
Right. People would have all these different theories. Like, there would be some people who have that theory. There would be some people who buy it wholesale. There would be some people who would totally believe in them and be like, no, our vault seems safe. Yeah, those guys, it sucks for those guys, but we're fine. But then I think you're right. The majority of them would be like, no, they're messing with us. There's something going on. We just don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
because I just don't think that many people would actually believe that the vault that they're in could have been built by the same people who built all those over there. There is absolutely no way, because it was the government told us it was safe. The government said it's okay.
Right.
And we trusted this company. I had stock in this company. They can't do anything wrong, can they?
Yep. Yeah, that's how it would play out. Wasteland, did you have something you wanted to say?
Yeah, I was going to say maybe it goes in a positive light where they take this as a serious thing of these vaults doing all these crazy like experiments, and they go, hey, we should write bylaws for things that we're not going to do in our vault.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, but even then, like, there's still only so much control they have over the vault itself. And, I would imagine that the overseer would always be second guessed. Be like, are you sure we're fine? Are you sure you're not doing tests on us?
There's no Bobcats in here?
Are you sure there's not Bobcats in that? That vault over there has Bobcats. Are we going to get Bobcats at some point and we're just not ready for it? Yeah. So there you go. That's my idea. I would love to hear anybody listening. Your thoughts, if you have vault ideas or if you have thoughts about the vault ideas that we shared, please share them with us. You can jump into the Discord. You can comment on the Patreon episode as it goes up, social media, wherever. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. But we've got to wrap this up, and I'm going to go back through everybody, and feel free, say your goodbyes. If there's something you want to put into the world, make people know that you are doing a thing, and share it. And then also let us know which vault of these things which of the ones we came up with this week are you most afraid of? Would you not want to be in? We'll start with Pumpkin. We're just going to go through everybody that's in the stream still. So Pumpkin, I know some people had to leave a little bit early, but Pumpkin, thanks for joining us.
Well, you guys know where you can find me. I've mentioned my Twitter quite a bit. The Pumpkin King, with the E being a 3 and the I's being 1s. You can also find me on the Discord. I'm actually going to be probably in the just hanging out call afterwards, so you can find me there. There's a couple of projects that I'm not going to be talking about just because they're not they're not my projects. So I'm involved, but I'm not. It's not my project.
That's fine. Sure. Okay.
And the vault that, oh god, I don't like Little Green's vault.
The gaslighting vault.
The gaslighting one Mm-mm.
All right, so that one's
But
on your
then,
list.
and honorable mention, I will not be dealing with Bobcats.
Bobcat or Bobcat Vault. Got it. Well, thank you for joining us, Pumpkin. Lil Green, Gaslighting Vault has already gotten a vote. Anything you want to share? And which vault are you most afraid of?
Just my typical share of my Instagram, lilgreen_photography. I'm trying to get some more content put up onto there. But yeah, that's about it for like promoting my own stuff. As far as vaults I don't want to be a part of, I think I might lean towards the LSD one, honestly.
Okay.
Because I feel like the Bobcat one is like you stand a chance of surviving it. My vault, you stand a chance of surviving it. The LSD one, it kind of is like, no, not really.
All right. Yeah, don't want to be dosed.
Yeah, no. Like my psyche's already messed up as it is. I don't need drugs doing more.
Got it. All right. Well, thanks for joining us, Lo. All right, Nova, which vault are you most afraid of?
I don't like being gaslit, so I'm going to go with low green. But
two votes for low green. All right.
I feel like that is just going to be across the board because that would just be absolutely just mental, not just the mental depravity of it, but also just how mental it would make everyone in the vault and how quickly society would collapse. Anyway, so I have a YouTube channel, capital SUPER, capital N, 0, capital V, capital A. Look for the golden retriever icon, all one word. I mostly do Fallout lore videos, but I also do occasional Halo and Call of Duty stuff. I'm on a hiatus right now because life is crazy and insane. But anyway, so I'll post stuff eventually on there again.
Nice. Yeah, go check out his stuff. Thanks for joining us, Nova. Wasteland Ronin, which one would you choose?
Well, I probably wouldn't do the gaslighting because if I lose something and someone moves it again, I'm going to get annoyed.
Wow, another gaslighting vote. All right. Lil Green, you're driving everybody nuts. Anything else you want to share, Wasteland?
I'm getting into building a PC, so eventually I'll be doing some streaming or getting into podcasts, but it's all
nice.
Waiting on building that PC.
Awesome. Well, good luck. Building PCs is fun. I've been building my own PCs I was helping somebody else, talking with one of, it doesn't matter who. Anyway, somebody else was like, I'm going to build a PC, I'm going to buy a new PC. And I was like, you sure you don't want to just build one? Save some money. And they're like, what? And I was like, yeah, I've been doing that for like 25 years now. I've been like, sounds crazy, but yeah. So yeah, good luck with that. And if you need any advice about creating shows and stuff like that, chime in on the Discord. There's the channel in there, and I'll pop in and give you some advice or whatever. So good luck with everything. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
All right. And then Void, some of the other people had to leave a little bit early, but Void, you're going to wrap it up for us. Are you picking Lil Green's Vault as well?
No, because with my ADHD, I lose my shit enough.
Okay.
So I'm used to looking for stuff. I would probably pick your second vault.
Okay, the one where
because my anxiety is high enough as it is. I don't need my anxiety to be any more than that. And all the other ones are pretty escapable. Like the situations that are the experiment are pretty escapable for me anyway. But I just bought a PC, and regarding all the PC building stuff, Newegg.com is a great place to find parts and fully built PCs. This one, it has got the graphics card alone is a 4060 from NVIDIA, and I only paid $1,000 for this PC, and it works great.
Yeah, that's great.
32 gigs of RAM and everything. So
yeah,
anyway.
PC Part Picker is also a really great site, and then it'll tell you like what other sites like Newegg and wherever else will have the best deal for those specific parts if you're looking for certain parts. So just chime in there with some other sites to throw out. But yeah, cool, man. Like that's exciting.
So with this new PC, I will be streaming on Twitch more than likely, off and on. V01D696, same as the Discord. And I will be starting a new project with Pumpkin, Rick Retro, who's also in the Discord, my little brother, and a friend of mine. We are trying to start a live play D&D podcast. So I'm hoping to get that started within a month or so. But other than that, I ain't got anything, Dom.
Cool, man. Well, good luck with the podcast. And
thank you.
Yeah, that sounds exciting. All right. Well, thank you for joining me, everybody. I guess I have to pick my vault. Which vault I'm the most afraid of? I'm going to go with the communist one, because as soon as they get the information the Enclave needs, then they're just going to nuke the vault anyway. They're just going to get rid of all of us. And
we said the vault's going to get nuked, so the Chinese over there is going to get nuked.
Well, the Chinese are going to get nuked, but then the vault will no longer be beneficial to anybody. And so they would either it'll just like run into the ground, or they would just kill everyone, because now they don't want that information getting out, or any, like, and you still have a number of residents who are still communists who are there. So they would
send the death clause in. You're right.
Right, they'd send the death clause in, and then everyone would be dead. Right. Like that's how that ends. Like, let's not joke. Like, that's how that ends. So that one definitely has an ending, and it doesn't. It only lasts a few years until they get the information they need. So
you see, Tom, I knew you're a red-blooded American.
Yeah. That's it. Awesome. Well, thank you for joining me, everybody. This has been super fun. Thank you to patrons for helping to support the show and keep this going, and for hanging out and having fun chatting with me. It's always a blast every month. And I'll be back next week with another regular episode. So until then, stay safe out there in your crazy vaults. We'll see you next time. Bye, everybody. To plug into everything else we're doing, check out robotsradio.net. Reach out to me on Twitter at robots_radio. Check out the Robots Radio Rocket Club, where you can join me and a bunch of our other creators creating your podcast, starting a new podcast, or helping your current podcast grow. There's more information about that on robotsradio.net as well. And you can always talk with us and the entire community, over 2,000 people on the Robots Radio Discord. Come join us. We'd love to chat with you. See you guys next time.